So today we are going to sketch the Batman's new latest movie, and the actor playing this Batman new movie is Robert Pattinson, my personal favorite. And Batman ventures into Gotham City's underworld when sadistic killer leaves behind a trail of cryptic clues. As the evidence begins to lead closer to home and scale of perpetrates, plans become clear. He must forge new relationships, unmask the culprit, and bring justice to the abuse of power and corruption that has prolonged and plagued and the multiverse and the multiverse. Yes, we all know that, right? The different type of Batman, someone played by three Batmans. My favorite movie was Dark Knight also. So this is a standalone movie, but I think so it is in a different multiverse. And as the Marvel multiverse movies, DC is going to do this in the Flash movie also. But who knows multiverse coming in DC or not, but we are going to sketch the Batman right now. Now for the good cause, before we start the tutorial, my only goal is to share art to each and every person in this world. So share this video. Today's like goal will be 10. So subscribe my channel, share and comment how much you will rate my drawing of this particular Batman sketch. If you want to buy the tools that I use, every single tools, the cheapest tools and everything like drawing books, pencil, which is not expensive, right? You can buy them easily and link will be in my description box. So starting with this tutorial, we are going to decide which technique we are going to use. Example, perspective technique, shape technique, grid technique, guidelines technique. These all techniques are good, but these all techniques require so much of patience and so much of technique, so much of times of what I mean about saying times is that they want 10 to 15 30 sketches to know where the lines going on, guidelines going on. It is little bit tough, and I personally don't like those techniques, because if I layer a bit of wrong in those techniques, it will literally blow your sketch, right? It will not look good. We want realistic sketch, so I always prefer that use a grid technique. And for this particular grid technique of this Robert Pattinson's Batman sketch, I am just using dimensions of 22 vertical and 9 boxes horizontal. So many people say that just use 3:4 because it is a portrait type, it is not a landscape type, right? So but this is particular portrait of Robert Pattinson's Batman where the full gear he is wearing up to his chest or starting of the stomach, but is looking too good, so I preferred using this particular portrait or the reference picture online. I saw so many different type of posters also, but those were looking good but not as a Batman. But this poster I just saw and I was blown away, and the only thing I liked about this poster is that is giving me a Batman vibe. So starting with tutorial, as I have given the dimensions of this portrait, we are going to start with upwards. And before that thing, if you don't know how to use grid, how to apply grid, how to use grids, how to apply grid to your reference pictures and every single thing, if you want to have confusion which type of photos you should use and everything, I have just uploaded a complete tutorial in my channel. You can check out on my playlist where you will see how to, and your every doubt will be cleared there, right? You can check out there also. And now starting this tutorial, the first thing we are going to focus is upside and background part. I was thinking that leaving the background part, but the main thing that is giving me a more darker and perfect look of this poster is the background. Background is red, but we are going to just use black and white pencil, right? We are not going to use colors, but to give those darker look in background will elevate the portrait of Robert Pattinson's Batman. What I mean about saying elevate is that if you can focus on background and front side of the poster or the reference picture on your screen, you will see a continuous darker sides, and it is giving me a too beautiful darker and Batman type of look. Batman type of look and vibe also. So that's why the background is so important. But to make this background, I will always prefer that just go for 1 or 2 boxes, because there are so many details. And as I always say, that if you have details and if you see details, just apply them. If you don't see details, don't apply them. But we are going to use charcoal pencils for the darker parts, and for the background parts we are going to use graphite pencils, shade by shade. First layer will be graphite pencils, H pencil, then blending it using a tissue. I'm going to use tissue because background is just a flat, or what I mean about saying flat is that there are not so much of curves like face having, like cloth have different type of curves and this type of things. But for the background there are just so much of transitions, black to white, white to black. Now you can see red, but just imagine, or just lower the saturation to 0, you will see the transition from black to white in background and white to black. So to make those backgrounds visible and too beautiful, you should use pencils, and grade by grade. First grade H, blend it, then use 2B, then use 3B. If you see something too much darker, just go up to 4B or 5B, because if you will use a 6B or 8B pencil for the background, it will give you a darker look and it will not blend easily, or it will look completely horrible. It will not look like a background, it will look completely like a face also, and it will be a visible and not good thing. So we will focus every single thing of how to make complete portrait of Batman in part 2 and 3. So just stay tuned, we are going to discuss every single parts, and bye bye, and just watch Batman.
So if you have learned something from this video, subscribe and drop a like, and comment down your question and queries regarding this tutorial. Meanwhile, take care of your loved ones too. Have an artistic day. Tattoos.